In
We're
my
the
experience,
prize.
when I have stayed in relationships where in the beginning the guy will like me more and then it will make a shift where I start to like him more, I notice how lazy the guy became. And if I'm telling him to do more, he's like, I don't got to do more. Like, I got you. You on my body. What am I doing more for? I told myself going forward, I will never be in that position again. I will always let the man like me a little bit more than I like him.
If Jesus can't save these hoes, why are you trying? What make you think you greater than Jesus, nigga?
This is why women like her will remain single forever. Because if she do get a man that likes her more than she likes him, she will eventually start to lose interest for him and slowly either end the relationship or she's probably going to cheat. But this is the mindset of a bird. A bird play games. A bird apply strategy. Okay, so usually when I date guys that I like them more than they like me, this is what happened. So now let me do this. And then she's going to realize like, yeah, that's not a good idea. So let me do this. And then she's going to realize like, yeah, that's not going to work either. So a bird will get into this box where now she's playing with different men. She's playing games. And as a man, you can't save a woman like this, bro, because once a woman start doing bird shit, it's impossible for a man to save her. She's just gonna be a bird forever. And that's just the reality, fellas. For real.
So let me tell y'all how I went on a date and found out he was a Uber driver. So I met this man on Instagram, right? So I met him, we started chit-chatting in DM, typical conversation. So then I see my friend is following him. So of course I send his Instagram to my homegirl and I'm like, sis, do you know him? And she was like, I'm not quite sure. He might have been my Uber driver. And I'm like, huh? So then I'm like, you sure? Because in my head, I'm like, why would you follow your Uber driver? And then she came back and was like, actually, I don't know. I'm not sure. I met a lot of people this weekend, so it's a possibility he's not my Uber driver. So I'm like, okay, cool. And of course, I didn't think nothing of it because I'm like, why would you be following your Uber driver? So, yeah. So then we go on a date. We vibing, y'all. I mean, this is the first guy I've actually went on a date with since I moved to Atlanta. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm really vibing with him. I got a connection with him. I'm interested in going on another date. So I asked him, what do you do? He says he's a serial entrepreneur. So I'm like, okay, but what do you do? So then he tells me that he had to start a business with his friend and they track the wealth of black people. So I'm like, okay, that didn't sound like any money for real. So I'm like, okay, so what else do you do? So then he starts to tell me what he used to do, how he used to own a dispensary and used to. And I said, okay, but what do you do now? Men, stop telling us what you used to do. If you ain't got it now, we don't care. We don't care. So then he tells me that's it. So then I look at him and I say, you drive Uber? And I could tell it like really effed him up because he was not expecting that. Because of course you a serial entrepreneur, but you did not name that you drive Uber. So he was like, yeah, sometimes. Now, I know y'all gonna drag me in the comments and I don't give up. But y'all, I'm not dating no Uber driver. And let's not forget, he is 48. Think on that. Now, I'm 33. I'm not dating a 48-year-old Uber driver. Like, I'm just not doing it. Like, we date up older men because they're more established, they're more settled. No, I'm not building with no man that's 48. You're basically 50. So we go to the next spot, and I had already said yes before I found out I was an Uber driver. So, of course, like, my whole demeanor is totally different at the second spot. And I'm not really saying anything. I'm really ready to go home. Baby, he was doing all the talking. Then he brought it up again, was like, have we met before? Like, how you know I drove Uber? And I'm just like, oh, I just know. So at that point, I'm no longer interested, but you know, it is what it is. So another time he tries to take me out, that I think that a few days later, and I'm not the person to ghost people because I don't like when people try to ghost me. I've been ghosted twice and it's not a good feeling. So I basically tell him while we on the phone, I was like, you know, we was vibing, we was cooling, and you know, we had a good day, but I ain't gonna lie, when you told me you was the Uber driver, it really effed me up. It did. And I told him it effed me up, and you know, I'm used to dating older men that got their stuff together, that's more established, somebody I can learn from. And I said that just took me off guard. And he was very cool about it. He was said he understood, and he understood, and then of course he went into the whole thing trying to explain himself and all this other stuff. But in the end, he understood. Yeah.
That shit is crazy.
See, this right here is the problem, bro. You got women who look like this that thinks they are too good for a Uber driver. She's 33, she's probably unemployed, and she looks like this. But she thinks in the back of her brain that she deserves a man that's not an Uber driver. And just because a man drives Uber, that don't mean that's his only stream of income. A lot of people who have businesses drive Uber sometimes to generate more liquid. I have several friends who own businesses who sometimes just drive Uber just to make passive income. But this is the mindset of a bird. A bird have high standards, even though she's low value. She is not bringing anything to the table. Like, who is she? All she doing is dating different men, but she got a problem dating a man because he's 48 and he drives Uber. Lady, you're 33 and probably unemployed. A Uber driver who's 48, if that's all he does, he's equivalent to you. That's the type of man that you should be looking to settle down with. But this is the mindset of these birds, bro. And this is why you can't save these birds. You just gotta let a bird fly high, because she is looking to come up off of a successful man who got his stuff together. And this is what she's bringing to the table. Look at her. It's crazy out here.
Can I have your name?
Yeah, I'm kind of hot right now, so.
But the feet ain't working for me, so.
Okay.
Hold on, but she pretty though. Yeah. She definitely pretty, but you could look like Holly Berry. If you ain't got pretty feet, I ain't rocking with it. Bless up.
Damn. Look, here's the thing. Ladies, don't dish it if you can't take it. See, there's a bunch of low self-esteem women who love to put a man down and love to clown a man to build themselves up. But once that man return the favor, it's always an issue. Like, you could see her self-esteem fell to the ground after he spoke on her feet. But he did say that's one of his deal breakers. He don't like bad feet. So I was like, damn, like, is her feet that bad? So then the camera actually zoomed in on her feet. And unfortunately, when you do look at her feet, she do got the sausage toes thing going. If you look at, and look, I'm not here to critique this woman's feet, okay? But it is what it is. If you do look at her toes, like, damn, the way her toes is aligned is kind of crazy. The bottom line is this. Damn, her feet is kind of messed up though. Why is her toenails so small on these other toes, and then these two toes is smaller? Listen, I'm not here to critique this woman's feet. The bottom line is this, man. If you know you got bad feet and all that, stop talking ish about people. Simply say, he's not my type, I'm not interested. But when you try to clown a dude and you're clownable, this is what happens. This right here is crazy. Yo, this right here is Before you guys leave, let me just say thanks to all the new subscribers. Welcome to the SDC fam. And if you guys appreciated the content, go ahead and show some love right now and like and subscribe. Do so for your boy right now. Go ahead.
Take it down. Take it down. Take it down. We need it gone. Take it down. That doesn't represent me or what we need to be doing.
If you haven't yet, go get you some of that merch. You all already know, don't feed the birds. That's what it is. We don't feed the birds over here. So if you rock with your boy, go get you some of that good merch.